welcome back to the Champagne series. And I am joined here today with the mother and daughter duo from Everflyht Vineyard. We've got Georgia and Sam. Thank you so much for coming and seeing us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's really lush. It's so exciting. And actually, we've already been having a little chat. I mean,
Yeah.
this is how it goes. Talking, buzzing around. And I know that, Georgia, you aren't actually working at the vineyard. You've got your own business. You're an entrepreneur in your own right. So I think to start with, we're just going to concentrate on Everflyht because you've kindly sponsored this series. And we have all been sat here and people have been watching, enjoying your beautiful bubbles. And you've had a award.
Yes, we literally just received it 2 days ago.
Ah.
It's the International Wine and Spirits Award at the London Wine Fair, and our cuvee, which we are drinking at the moment.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
gosh,
do a little
yes.
cheers.
Well,
Yeah,
cheers. Cheers.
We've oh, sorry. Yes, we've it won a gold award for English sparkling multi-vintage,
Right.
and then it walked away with the trophy as well. So technically we're the best English sparkling multi-vintage white in the UK.
Okay, look,
It's a snappy title.
It is a snappy one.
I'm not sure how I'm going to fit it on the bottle.
Yeah,
but I'll figure it out.
We're going to have to do some abbreviations. But ultimately, I mean, your vineyard, I've been there, we've done filming with you, we've hosted events. It's glorious. But you're very small, actually, as far as vineyards go. You're not as big as, say, Bolney or Chapeldown. And you've won this award.
Yes, it's amazing. We've tried for it a couple of years, but obviously wasn't our time. Our Rose de Signet is also another one that's done really well, but never quite got that gold award.
Oh, I love
I
it.
think it's because the vines are just older, more mature now. It's actually our 10-year anniversary this year as well.
Okay.
So we planted our vines back in 2016.
Right.
So it's, officially 10 years this May.
Oh, see, this is sensational. So I suppose people who, I mean, I don't understand much. I drink enough wine, but I don't know how it's made.
Well, that's why I started it.
Is it?
Because if I drank far too much of it, weirdly, my husband thought that it would be cheaper for him to set up a vineyard than keep supplying me in bubbles.
I love that. So you bought, what happened then? Talk us through that, Sam, because it's so interesting. You bought the land. How did it all work out 10 years ago?
Well, we've always, my husband and I are both planners by training. And we've always wanted to build our own house. That has always been one of our top priorities.
Right.
But oh gosh, well, when the Icelandic volcano was,
Yes.
gosh, that was a good. How old are you? So you,
Goodness, ages ago now.
yeah, so you
Yes.
were like 8 or something like that. You were tiny, and we got stuck over in Thailand. So I had this amazing idea that rather than try and get home with everyone else, we'd go back round the other way. So we went and ended up in the Margaret Valley River in Perth. So we were doing the tour. Kids were tiny. You were literally 8, 5, and 3 or something like that. We were stuck abroad. And I was going around with these vineyards tasting all this wine. And
Wow.
obviously it's like, must have been at least 25 years ago. And I tried this 100% Chardonnay Australian sparkling wine. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is not from Champagne. How is it possible? It just shows you how naive I was at the time.
I would have been the same.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and then I came home and I was like, after we managed to get home, after we'd been away for 6 weeks and, I finally got home, I was like, well, let's have a look. And then I decided to have a look into it and see. And there was these vineyards who have been incredibly pioneering and had planted back in the 1970s. And because of various factors, including climate change, unfortunately, but also changes in clones and like the vines that you can actually plant in cooler climates, we were doing really well. The English sparkling was really coming up, and I was like, this is really something we're interested in.
And it was basically right at the start of it then, because I remember this, and I remember being told that it's the chalk in this Sussex area, the chalk soil.
Yes.
And anybody who got on it 10 years ago is now producing this beautiful wine.
Well, interestingly, yes, that is correct, because
Yeah.
the seam from the chalk in France pops up, goes under the channel, and pops back up under the South Downs. So there's a
Oh.
whole seam of it. So you're on the very similar terroir as you are as in France, in the Champagne region.
Right.
The interesting thing is that a lot of ours is actually on clay, but we planted our Pinot on the clay, and that has done extremely well. And I've always been a massive fan of the Pinots, the Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier.
Okay.
I think they're really amazing grapes. I've always really enjoyed the bubbles that they give. So interestingly, but then when we did the second phase of planting, which was back in the early 2023, I think it was, or 21, over there, and we hit the chalk seam.
Mm.
So we have the Pinot Precoce and the Pinot Gris all on the chalk stream, on the chalk seam. And
That's
actually it really
good.
does make a difference. It does really affect the wine. It's really interesting to see that. We've got complete contrast on
So
our
you've
vineyards.
come back then, Sam. I'm trying to get in my head. So you've come back, you've tasted these wines, you've arrived back in the UK, and did you have to buy a plot of land, and that's when you wanted to build your house?
Well, we were living in Lewis. We were very happy living in Lewis. But then we always wanted to build this house. So a lovely friend of ours, an architect, he did a few bit of door knocking, found this site. And it was these old barns. It also came with this land. And
Wow.
we were like, oh gosh, this is the opportunity. We can actually do both. We're going to try and do both.
And this is where you are now in Ditchling, which
Yes.
is the venue I've been to.
Yes,
Beautiful.
so right at the bottom, literally at the foot of the beacon, at the foot of
Yes.
the South Downs.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful location. Really, really lovely.
Wow. You know, I love it. And this is why we're here and we're recording these sessions is it's entrepreneurial thinking. And I think what is a common theme that keeps popping up is sometimes ideas hit you almost by mistake. So you couldn't travel, you had to go the other way, you're trying this wine, I want to do this. And then everything collides and happens.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So you've won a gold award. You've also opened up a second premises that's a venue, Babel in Hove, is that right?
Yes, that's right. My husband, along with Bison Beer and
Yep.
Vicarious, which has got Kim Francis, we set up the council built the new indoor bowls, or it's outdoor bowls, isn't it? And they had a bar at the top, and we went together with a bid, and we went for to open it with Bison Beer, and we've done it. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so you've done that with Bison Beer. Now that's interesting. And I was just going to say to you, so obviously I've created this series, the champagne series, and it's not champagne, it's English sparkling, but it's better than champagne in my opinion. And actually, you've got your gold award, so there's the proof. And then I was talking to the lovely Dan here, who runs the podcast Rooms Brighton, and I was saying, well, maybe I need to do like the whiskey sessions for the boys, but maybe it's the Bison Beers.
Oh, you should definitely get them. They're great.
Let's have a little
Yeah.
chat to them.
There's a
Not women, though.
major variety.
No, this is to be all the men.
Oh, that's all right.
This is it. Because I've actually got this mad, beautiful network, including you guys, of these gorgeous, entrepreneurial, forward-thinking, wonderful women. But I also know a lot of fellas who do much the same. So I think we're going to have to beer them up.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, they're good.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so wonderful. And then, Georgia, you've been born into this entrepreneurial family. How old are you now, sweet?
I'm 23, 24 next week.
Are you? Oh, we've got
Yeah.
birthday next week.
Yeah.
We've got a gold award. We got a birthday.
A lot happens.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Just
we
really
have.
happens in
Okay,
May.
all goes on. And, tell us your story then, Georgia, because like I've said to the people listening, the viewers here, you're an entrepreneur yourself. So how did what happened to you when you left school? Let's go from there.
So I was in the year of COVID. So
Oh.
unfortunately, I left school quite prematurely.
Yeah.
So I never actually took my A levels.
Right.
It was like accumulation of all of my mocks and my like past exams, which
Right.
was all right. But I managed to get into university, went to the University of Reading.
Okay, nice.
But I was meant to have like this big gap year where I was traveling, was going to go island hopping around Greece and all of that kind of stuff, which I never actually managed to do due to the on and off lockdowns.
Yeah, okay.
But I was actually really grateful that I had that time. I was working in a bar. I was like, well, not obviously during lockdown, in between. But it really gave me this state of like, right, what do I want to do? Like my dad was already trying to drill in this entrepreneurial side.
Was he? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
so we would have weekly meetings.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, literally in our orangery we'd have a drink, and then he'd be like, right, what kind of ideas are you thinking? And I was like, not really sure, not really sure. And he goes, what about we've got all of these grapes here, why don't you make a jam and stuff like this?
Oh, so he was on the right track to try and get you at
I was
it.
like, Dad, I love the thought, but I'm unsure I really want to do that.
I don't want to be the jam lady.
Came up with a name, didn't he?
Yeah, he was, because he calls me Juju because it's just shortened. I don't know why, but it's called Juju Juice. And he was like, right, I want you to make this jam, and he really clung on to it. And I was like, maybe not, maybe not. But then actually, because he got me that thinking, the cogs started turning, and I looked at the world a little bit different. And I was like, look, I don't actually have to go down this one path
yeah,
like that most people can go down. And I was like, what do I really find interesting? And I really started to fall in love with wellness
Okay.
and everything to do with it. Like, I was really into my meditation, my movement, just making sure I felt good on the inside so that
Yeah.
I can portray myself the best I possibly can. So then I basically started thinking about it, and I approached Dad literally right before I went to university. And I was like,
Okay.
I would love to just open up this space, because I was looking, I was like, I want a gym that has like this wellness aspect to it. And it was just when saunas and ice baths were like slightly taking off,
Yes.
but they were not connected to gyms at all. They were very like, your mind and body are
Yeah.
very, very separate.
Yeah.
I was like, I really want a place where I can just do that and just be there, one membership, just go to sing.
I
And
love
yeah,
this,
so
Georgia.
I pitched it to my dad and was like, I love that. I love that. And I was like, but at that time, I was 18,
Yeah.
very fresh out of school. I was very like, oh, not right now, but it's a really good idea. I'm going to keep it in the back of my head.
Right.
I ended up going to university doing film and theatre.
I was going to ask what you did.
Yeah.
Okay, film and theatre.
Film and theatre, which
that.
I did really like,
Yeah.
but during it, maybe my second year, I was like, maybe it's not for me. Like, I loved the organisation of it. I was always trying to go for the producer role, trying
Yeah.
to like organise the shoots, all of that kind of stuff. But then I was just like, I'm not really, my heart's not fully in it. So then I left uni. I was like, what do I do now?
Okay, so you completed your degree. So you did see it through.
I did see it through.
Well
There was
done.
a minute, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a
Look,
minute.
I know
very
lots of
close.
people, because it's that age, and if you're not doing something that you can see yourself actually working in the future, you can't blame people who who go off, on a tangent. But
Yeah.
you did complete your degree.
Yeah,
had a
completed
discussion,
it.
didn't
We
we?
actually had to sit down, and I was like,
Right.
I'm unsure if I want to
And I
continue
said, you don't
this.
have to go back. If it
Yeah.
doesn't feel right, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to, we're not going to make you.
Yeah.
And actually, it was a really good decision to do, because it just took the pressure off you.
Yeah.
And it took you the pressure off you, and you're like, actually, I've
Actually, I'm
got
gonna
2/3
finish
through.
it.
I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, and I
So,
think being 2/3 through, just that other little push to get it across the line.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So when did you finish that degree,
So
Georgia?
I finished. Oh my goodness! What,
3
3 years ago? 3 years?
Okay,
Oh my god, time
great.
goes so quick.
Honey, wait until you're
Oh,
my age.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I graduated from that, which is really, really good. I love the graduation.
Good.
And then I was like, what do I do next? And I was like, I kind of missed that traveling part of my gap year.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Me and my friend decided to go to Australia for 2 months.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we were very lucky. So I worked all of summer, managed to
Yeah.
go to Australia. I was like, what can I do when I'm out there? And this is when Pilates was really coming out of its shell.
Okay.
So here in the UK, like, no shade for the UK Pilates ones before, but I love a very fast paced, very dynamic.
I love that.
Yeah, so more power so
Yes.
that there's weights involved. And
Yeah.
I was trying to find that here, and I couldn't find
Right.
many. And so then I went to Australia. They were ahead of the game on that point.
Okay.
So I was like, why not get my Pilates instructor qualification out there while I'm traveling?
Might as well.
Might as well.
What was your teacher like? Did you have a nice big
Oh
buff
my
man?
God, no.
Was he nice?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, shame. I'm not doing
No,
mine.
I was in a relationship, so I was very like,
Oh,
well, still am. But I was basically like, there was these women, and they were so strong,
Okay.
so empowering, very like,
Gosh.
I thought I was Pilates fit. Then I went out there, and their 5 a.m. starts, and
Wow.
it was intense. But I did it, and I fell in love with it, and so did my best friend. And then we came home, and I just basically finished that qualification. It took me about just over 6 months,
Right.
and then did an exam, got it. Then I had to really push myself and put myself out there, go to all of these studios. I went door knocking
Good.
with my CV, and was
Yeah.
just like, look, I've just qualified, but I would really love to start teaching. And I had to do auditions. So then I would, in front of already Pilates instructors,
Wow.
I would have to do a segment of my kind of class, my style, my voice. And then yeah, they were like, oh yeah, maybe we'll see how it goes. And then I had to keep fighting and fighting.
Yes.
And so then I managed to get up like a very good client base, and a lot of people were posting me on their Instagram stories when I was doing cover. And then the studios were like, yeah, okay, we're going to start getting her on the schedule.
Good.
So
for
yeah,
you.
so that's been currently the last, yeah, I've been doing that for about a year now.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing, Georgia. I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know, because I've met you before, obviously in Everflyht Vineyard,
Yeah.
and you've come to help with different events, where your mum's running. That's incredible, and it's really interesting to me that you've had or maybes, or not quite yet, or
Mm.
no thanks. There's a lot of that in business and in life.
Mm.
And the way I see a no is a no, not yet.
Mm.
I don't really take no's, I don't take them. And I think as you get older, you get thicker skin to them anyway. But if you try to avoid the getting the no, then you never go anywhere.
No,
So good for
agreed.
you. Get it out there, knocking on them.
Oh, I was nervous,
Mm.
but it was definitely paid off.
Yeah. And so where are you teaching now then? What kind of places are you teaching at here?
Goodness, I'm teaching at like quite a few places around Hove and Brighton, but I
Lovely.
am starting to do a lot more of the classes for myself. So I'm hosting one at Everflyht in the tasting room.
That's going to
Yeah,
be
so
super.
thanks.
And Babel.
And I'm doing Babel on Babel
Good.
Terrace.
That is amazing.
And
Yes.
that's really
That's
nice. That's in the
lovely.
morning, and we go for like a sea swim afterwards with some coffee. It's really nice.
That's sensational.
Yeah, but then that's also chucked me into a whole nother sense of just marketing.
Yeah.
Pilates instructors at the moment, it's not just that as your job. You have to market yourself and
Course,
know
yeah.
how to use social media,
Yeah.
how to carry yourself into a room and literally be okay with being like, oh, do you do Pilates? Would you like to come and just say it? And the amount
Yeah.
of people that have actually followed through
Yeah.
and be like, right, yeah, where do I book? I'm like, oh, great, this
Yeah.
is amazing. But that's the
You
only
almost have
way.
to invite them. That's really interesting
Mm.
because I think with women in fitness, I think there's my sister. I mean, she's slim, she's beautiful, she's fabulous, but she's never done much fitness, Pilates, gym, or anything like that.
Mm.
And it can kind of feel a little bit scary going into a class that you don't know how to do the moves, you don't know who the other women are. We've all got this in us from our past experiences. So I think you, Georgia, because you just bloom loveliness.
Oh, bless you.
If you are extending an outreach of inviting somebody to
Yeah.
join, then that's actually what they need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is really, really daunting for people, especially a lot of people come to me when they're like, oh, I'm just recovering from an injury. I haven't
Yeah.
felt comfortable enough to come to classes.
Yeah.
And people who just, the difference from someone walking into the room and leaving just makes me fall in love with the job again and again, because they
Okay.
literally leave with a pep in their step.
Yeah.
Even if I make it incredibly hard and there's many pulses
Mm.
and there's add-ons and they're like, oh my God, my legs are dead.
Yeah.
They're literally like, but I've never felt better. And it's the best feeling when they're like, right, I loved it, I'll come back. And then they come back and then you establish this beautiful relationship with people.
Yes, I love
It's
that.
it's so good. And it's just the sense that you're empowering other women and men. I have
Yeah.
men come into the class. More men should do Pilates.
Yes, yes.
100%. And there are men that do it and they are so good and they're so sure of themselves because they come to the class and I'm like, wow, love that. But it's so good to empower all of these people just through
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how their demeanor can completely change.
Yeah, because it makes you feel good. If you look good and you feel strong, it makes you feel good. And it's that inside out again, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
So, what are the next plans for you then, Georgia? Because you said right at the beginning that kind of wellness centre with the sauna and, all of the bits and pieces. Is that something you're looking to create in the future? Is that the vision?
Yeah, that's the vision. That's the
Beautiful.
dream. So I'm doing the Pilates. The Pilates was always a stepping stone to it.
Yes, yeah.
I wanted to understand how it works from a fitness point of view, from an instructor.
Yeah.
And I really want that to be the forefront of it, to make a space where everyone who works there or attends has this sense of just overwhelming like being of themselves, and they feel so seen and their classes run smoothly. The people that they'll leave with that demeanor of being self-confident. I really love that, but I take a little bit of a holistic point of view to it. I love that like kind of woo woo kind of
Good.
stuff.
I like woo-woo.
I love woo woo. I'm not crazy woo woo. Like I'm not like top level,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
really think it's really important to not only work your body but your mind as well.
Yeah.
And I think they're all connected. And literally a couple of years ago, I was like struggling with like anxiety, like most teenagers, especially
Yes.
nowadays with social media and
And
stuff.
also, you had a hard time during COVID. That's
Yeah.
particularly hard what happened to your
Yeah,
generation.
exactly. And I was still working out. I was probably in the best shape I was ever. But mentally, I wasn't there.
Mm,
And you could see it within my friends, within my family. They were like, oh, she's not really
mm.
the same. And then, so then I started with that meditation, starting really looking inside of myself. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've been looking at this all wrong. It's not about how much weight I gain, it's not how much muscle I grow. It's genuinely how I feel inside will be portrayed out.
Okay.
And I really want to create a space that will adapt for both of that. And it just can't, like the minute you walk through the doors, your nervous system is just calming because it's so fast paced. I know it's so fast paced, and it's so like life is just so fast paced. I just want a place where you actually can learn, and it's not just you're there, you do your workout and leave. It's actually how you can bring those habits into your daily life
Yeah.
and just make you 1% better every day. I'm not looking for 100%. God,
Yeah.
no, because no one's 100% better every day. 1%, just one little thing that can improve your life
I
and
love
improve
that.
others. That's my goal, really.
Do you know what? It's beautiful. And you're right, because I mean, I'm a member of a gym and
Mm.
I'm rushing there to go there
Mm.
quickly before I walk my dog. There is nothing holistic or like peaceful as Zen. You know, it's like, oh, he's on the machine I'm on. Oh,
Yeah,
annoying. In fact, I come on and get a little bit hard like this. But I love the idea of that. And you guys know Andrew Barton, celebrity
Yes.
hairdresser, well. And he has been talking to me a lot about meditation. And it's something he did on Kilimanjaro on the climb. And he's been practicing for years. And he's a real go-getter guy. But he says he just couldn't operate without that meditation side, that mindfulness, that slowing down. It's the yin and the yang, it's the balance. I'm very excited to see what you build,
I'll see you
Georgia.
there.
Yeah. Oh, I'll come along. I'll come along with my
Yeah.
microphone. Yeah. I'll come and do some filming or something. I'll
Please.
do like one of them star maneuvers. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Oh, I love
Definitely.
it. So would you say then that growing up in a home environment where there has been, obviously your mum and your dad are business people, entrepreneurs, seeing an idea, running with it through the highs and the lows, because let's face it, you've got your beautiful gold awards, you've got your vision. It's not smooth sailing, is it, in business? You know, you might have found the plot of land, then something's wrong. There's always an issue. But would you say that they've inspired you, Georgia?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I actually probably owe my mindset to my parents.
Okay,
Because
nice.
literally from a very young age, I've seen them graft. I've seen them put everything into it. The amount of love and energy they put into Everflyht, into everything they go into,
Yeah.
is insane. And also the way that they are problem solving on their feet, but they're also very, very humble. And when you talk to them, when it literally they're
It's
not
really
in your
nice.
face, and they you would never know that they have this plethora of knowledge or all of these businesses behind them.
Yeah.
You just see them as them and these business driven people.
Yeah.
And literally, as living with them, I just see that, and I see that as normal now. How much effort and time it is, like working weekends, like working into the late hours, early mornings, just trying to get things done and over the line.
Yeah.
And I definitely think I owe that to my parents, of like seeing how the world actually works through a business point of view.
Yeah, it's not just a romantic notion when you've
goodness,
seen
no.
the grit that comes with it.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, your beautiful vineyard, and you've got your event space there with the bar. That's on your land. It's in your home, if you like. It's not in your actual home, but your home's just next door. And I think that that's also like a bit of a privacy barrier, isn't it? It's like you're working and you're going across the fence and you've got people coming. It's a lot and it's constant.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
I feel like when you're a business owner, there is no such thing as boundaries.
No.
Yeah, there is. Well, we try really hard.
Yeah.
Because it's
really
like, you know, when
hard.
you first get up in the morning for breakfast, and I might have been up a bit longer than you. And I like literally, I try and keep myself like, don't ask the question, don't ask where we are with social media, don't ask where we're doing with that at the moment. Because Georgia does all the social media for Everflyht as
do
well.
you?
And she does.
Wow, so you're learning and doing all of that as well.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy. But
That's
yeah,
great.
it's literally so fun.
But then I should also say, like with setting up your own business, it kind of also stemmed from having the girls. So I've got 3 girls. So
Okay,
Georgia's the eldest.
Right,
Then I've got
okay.
Ollie, who's next, and then I've got Eva, who's the youngest, who's just doing A levels at the moment.
Right.
But it came out of a need to sort of be there for them after school. My mum stayed at home. She was a homemaker, and I loved coming home, and she would be there.
Sure.
And she'd always have cake or something like that. So it was just amazing like that. My dad worked full time, so I didn't see him as much. But having that consistency,
Yeah.
and when we had Georgia, who was a delightful surprise when I was younger.
Delightful surprise.
As it's just as we just moved into a 1-bedroom top floor flat in London, Ben and I together, and then we were like, you can't even get a pram in the front door. But anyway, so that just, and it just really made us look at things, as you were saying, very differently. We were like, actually, I want to give what my mum gave to us as children. I want to be there. So I did go back to work 4 days a week, and my company was brilliant at doing that. But it got to the point when I wasn't looking after you properly and I wasn't doing my job properly.
Yes.
And there was one time when you were honestly in your key worker's arms in the nursery, lights out, because I was late because I'd been late for a
It's
meeting.
hard.
And I was like, I'm doing neither of these right. So I remember turning to my husband and saying, I can't do this anymore. I'm literally doing nothing. There has to be. And he just turned around and went, oh, thank goodness. 'Cause
Okay.
he was doing the drop offs in the morning. I was doing the pickups at night time. Neither of us were seeing Georgia.
Oh, it's
And I was just like,
hard.
this defeats the object. I've had a child. I want to spend time with
Yeah.
her. So it was tough those first few years. Just Ben was working for another company, and it was just, and then he then set up his own development company, and then I
Right.
started working that on the side. So I was doing all the things that he couldn't do. So then to the point that when he could leave his job and then we set up and he went independently, then I carried on working with him with that company. So I never really stopped
Perfect.
work. There probably for about a year. But after
Okay.
that, I used to do the work in between naps when you were upstairs. You do, and you do it in the evening. But this was all
Yeah.
emails. This is before you had emails and you had your laptop.
Wow.
So when we'd done the volcano and we were in Singapore, this is when we got your dad your first little tiny laptop.
Mhm.
We went up and he was still working for another his company, and so he was doing all his emails and stuff in the afternoon from 4 to 11 because that was Australia time. So that was when you could actually then start properly working from home.
Wow.
So you were quite
Okay.
old really when you could actually do that, which is quite interesting.
And I suppose that has really changed the way we can build and grow businesses. And I take it for granted because I've only, new into my business, and I was a homemaker for a long time with my children and my husband, ex-husband now, shame, bless his heart. Hi, Steve.
Quick shout out.
Shout out to Steve. He's and I had the time with my children, but had I been able to build or grow, or maybe if I'd had some kind of entrepreneurial role model like you had at that time, I would have built and grown something earlier. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also made me think, you were saying when you were dropping Georgia to the nursery and, she sat there and it's night, like that mother's guilt of feeling that you're not doing something right or enough. And then to have the other flip side that you've got your work that you're not performing the same at. The question we've been exploring a lot here on these couches for the Champagne series is, can women really have it all? And I think there has to be a compromise. And I think that's a beautiful example of compromise for you, Sam. However, interestingly, it's led into this beautiful business journey and this, well, gold label, you name it, show-stopping beautiful wine and everything that followed. It's actually lovely.
Also, it does kind of show you, just thinking about how you phrased it like that, you're showing it's like quite organic. It
Yes.
doesn't happen straight away.
Yeah.
You do have an idea, like you've had your idea when you're 18, like and then it takes time.
Yeah.
And it's finding the right time, having the right funds, just be able to get your head around it, how it's going to do it, and then ultimately, I guess the big is taking the risk.
Yes.
And then doing it.
Yeah.
And then but watching you, how you laid that out, it's like, makes me realize that actually this has grown over time.
Yeah, and they're all this, it's almost like a path, isn't it? It's a path and everything's got its knock-on effect.
Yeah.
And actually you didn't even really know the destination. You didn't know you'd be sat here now and, talking about 10 years into this beautiful vineyard, the best wine in Sussex, the best vineyard wine. I mean, this is sensational. All you knew at that time is that you've got this beautiful little baby. You can't do it all, and something's got to shift, and it's grown and it's bloomed. And I think that what you've said there is really interesting, Sam, that you take that risk, and you've got to have some balls, I think, in business.
Yeah.
You've got to back yourself. You've got to believe in yourself. And ultimately, you've got to take action. So it's something that I go on about on my socials all the time. I'm a bit here, there, and everywhere on mine. I'm a bit wild. Some days I'm wild. I do wild things.
No, I love it.
Yeah, go women power. Yeah, power to the women, midlife women. But you have to move towards your goals. You have to take action towards your dreams, because we can have an idea, but you've got to move. You've got to act on it.
Oh, yeah.
So talking about acting on dreams then, Georgia, let's flip back to you now. What is the timescale of you maybe looking at a premises, maybe joining in partnership? Have you started thinking along those lines for your journey?
Yeah, well, we've actually got the location. Yeah.
Got the location.
Got the
We got the
location.
location.
Go on. So they do it a bit faster than us now with all this social media and
I
that.
think that's more that's your dad though, isn't it?
That's my dad driving.
Are you going to be selling jam there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Good,
going to be
good.
the only product
Yeah.
that we're selling.
Okay, good. Where's the location, love?
So the location is in Goddard's Green. So
Okay.
it's right by Hurst.
Yes.
It's like in Hurst, right by the Sportsman pub, if you know anywhere.
I know it really well.
Yeah.
So whereabouts? Are we talking down that?
Yeah, down Gatehouse Lane. So yeah,
Yes.
literally by Exo Paddle, quick drop in.
Yeah. Just
So
up
that's
the one bar
another
bench.
endeavour.
Is it? Hey, what's Exo Paddle then?
We opened a paddle centre. We had this idea for a rural, sorry to go off tangent.
Yeah, no,
Had
go
an
for it.
idea to have a rural business park. We've seen that, like, you see all the business, like the big DPD, depots and all that kind of stuff. They're huge, but actually there's a lot of small local businesses out there that need premises in a community setting that they can make their pizza, make their ice cream, do whatever they need to do, and then come into Brighton to the shop because there's no space here and it's expensive. So we've designed a rural business hub called Gatehouse Hub, and they're smaller units. So we've got really amazing local producers there, like Boho Gelato, Backyard Coffee, to name a few. But then there was 2 really big units that hadn't moved. We just weren't going. It was just too big. It just proved our point that you only needed the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And as for the next phase, we've done smaller ones again because we just love that feel that we're creating. And so naively said to Ben, I said, "Oh, I don't know, paddles everywhere. Why don't we give that a go?" And then he went, "Yeah, that's a really good idea."
And are we talking about paddle with
Yeah,
the
like-
tennis
yeah,
jobby?
yeah.
It's
Okay.
massively popular. And Ben had been
Huge.
playing it for the last couple of years. And then we like, well, let's go and look at the dimensions. Let's go and see what we can fit in one of these buildings. So then we've managed to set up Exo, and there's 7 paddle courts there.
Is there? I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
you have to come along and
I will
game.
come.
No, please, no, actually.
But I'm all arms and legs, me.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll just give it a go.
Have
Yeah,
you
let's
played
do it.
tennis before?
When I was in school.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
literally way easier than tennis.
It's
I've
easier
heard
than
it's really
tennis, and
cool.
also you've got the back wall if it goes out, because I get so frustrated when I'm serving in tennis because it doesn't go in, then you finish, but you get some amazing rallies. Really amazing.
I'm going to come down. I love this.
And you can play with your son. He would love it.
Oh, he would as well.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to me as well then, Sam. So you've got this space. What can we do with this space? It shows that actually this entrepreneurial brain, it grows and it adapts. You have to adapt. You have to pivot, don't you?
Yeah.
All the time. What can we do? Well, we'll change that. Well, we'll learn from that. We'll implement that knowledge and we'll put that there and we'll do that. And you keep building and growing and blooming.
Well, I think that's more so like Dad and I we're a strong team.
That's
we have our
great.
strengths. He's very good at the strategic, bigger picture thinking. I'm much better at the sort of minute. So, okay, if we're going to do this, what do we have to do to employ this? What's needed? So, we work incredibly well together.
Do you?
Yeah,
and
really
that's
well together.
and that's your husband. Do
Yes,
you know?
I know.
And that's really great.
Yeah, I know.
And-
Sometimes though, when he comes in, I'm just like, no work now. Just
Yeah, and this is the
done.
problem. Maybe talking about work in that home time. Is that an issue for you? Or
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes.
Because you
I
can't
do
avoid
worry
it.
that we
can
don't
you?
have anything else to talk about, especially
Yeah.
when they all leave home, and we're going to be all right in trouble.
Yeah.
As a family, we talk about business a
We
lot.
do,
Like, I
actually,
think that's
yeah.
like takes up about 80% of our talk.
I'm sure you do, but
Yeah.
then look where it's led you
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
And the other 2 have gone off down that route as well. Well, then, so Ollie's at Durham and she's doing economics and Spanish. She's obsessed with becoming multilingual.
Amazing.
But that's economics has got her. And our youngest wants to go and do international business and management as well. So at uni.
Popping out all these beautiful business
I know.
names.
I know.
Well, hopefully one of them will take over one of the businesses.
Oh, I know.
we go.
She wants us to take over Everflyht, and I love it so much. But
What was
it's
the
a
line?
beast.
The most classic line ever. It's your dream, Mum and Dad, not ours.
Oh, then how nice and how empowering, Sam, that you've actually brought up children who don't feel like they have to. How empowering. I love that. There's a lot of young people who wouldn't be able to say that to their parents. That's actually lush.
Well, sometimes I give in, don't I?
Sometimes you say, oh, I'll consider the vibes.
Yeah.
Literally. No, I was out there in COVID
Yes.
dealing with all of the vines because we couldn't really. It was before they said, like, right, you're allowed agriculture, like, help. So we were like, we had Luke, our vineyard manager, because he was like prime, he was loud.
Yeah.
But then it was just me and I didn't say my sisters.
Well, no, they did try, and then
They
they got
tried, and
burnt
then-
and stung and things, and
Yeah,
they were
and
like,
then
and I've
they
scarred them
left.
for life, so they've not had any interest. But as a family, we were all
out
there, that we're all
doing the
vines and stuff like that under the supervision
Yeah.
of Luke, our GM.
Wow.
It was crazy.
And then did I hear it right? I mean, I was at your vineyard on Saturday. You had your lovely members event. that you had to put some lights or some heaters or lamps out with the vines?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's been particularly cold. I mean, you wouldn't think so now. It's sunny as, but
It's been tricky because this winter's been quite mild.
right.
So we had a couple of cold snaps, but not really enough.
Yeah.
So it meant that the vines came on a lot quicker.
Right.
So that means that once they come out and they're in buds, they become quite delicate. You know, like if
Okay.
you're a gardener, then you know
Yeah.
that you protect when it's frost, you protect
Yeah.
your garden and your seedlings and things like that. So as a result of that, we've had a long period where frost has been a real threat.
Right.
And last week, I think we did 3 or 4 nights in a row. So it's these liquid paraffin sort of candles. They're called bougies, and you put them in every bay.
Bougie.
Bougie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it. Love the name.
It's
Love it.
it's not as bougie as you
It's not, yeah, bougie
No,
vines.
it's not. And you have to follow the weather because it comes in. You can have
Okay.
air frost. You can have the temperature frost. You can have lots of wind. You can have all these different factors, and then you're waiting for the clouds to come over, and then it's fine. I know that the other day they were out and they'd left, and it was it was fine. We're sorted, and then literally they were driving home, and it dropped like literally 4 degrees, and they're like, "Shit, oh sorry."
That's right. You can. We had a lovely
Because
French
it
lady
was.
doing the F word last week. Don't worry about that.
Because it really was that. Because
Yeah.
you turn back and they literally managed to get half of it relit again, but there was a bit over it got a little bit.
Yeah, but it was pretty hard for most vineyards at
Yeah.
the moment. Last week
Yeah.
completely decimated quite a few vineyards.
So they're like babies. It's almost like you're nurturing these
They're
vines.
my niche crops. They're
They
my
Yeah.
niche crops.
They're so needy.
Aren't they? So there's a lot of love, tender, and care you have to do with these.
Oh, absolutely. This is I think the latest frost we had is end of May, so we should nearly be there, especially now with this
Right.
lovely weather. It's my worst the whole season. I
Yeah.
just spent the
Okay.
whole time I open the door, like let the dogs out, and I'm just like, it's cold. Oh god, okay, it's getting
And
really
there's that
cold.
worry because actually, if you don't look after these needy plants, these needy vines, then they won't produce the grapes that you need to get the beautiful wine and to get the profit from
Yeah.
all this work
Yeah.
that you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow, love that. I like where we go, but I want to come back.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, we were completely.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm going to come
darling.
back because
Come
I'm
back to
playing.
me.
Yeah, back to you. We used to that.
To you, Georgia. I'm going to play paddle. Your mum's going to look after the needy plant. I want to know about your premises.
Swap. Yes, go back.
I'll go back to mine. The pace. Well, I'll tell you the brand name. This is a little tidbit. No one really knows, but it's called Fettle and Birch.
Oh, fettle
Yeah,
and birch.
Fettle and Birch.
Love that.
So fettle is basically meaning of strength, like growth, healing. And the birch, I love the fact that when you cut through a tree, you have all of the knots and all of the lines that are in it, and they all connect and they all form this beautiful, strong tree. And they're never linear. They're always like here, there, everywhere. And
Yes.
I looked at that and I was like, that is like a person, and when you nurture it, you do water, you look after it, get sunlight, so that movement, that brain and the mixture between the two, then you grow into this beautiful like tree. I have to give props to my mum. She did come up with it, so
You
I was
came
very
up with a much better description. Than
but I
ever
found
would.
a description. So mum came up with it, and then I
So
did
Mum
like a
came up
deep.
with fettle and birch.
She came up with Fettle and Birch.
Very good.
I think your thing was like, oh, there was birch trees on the
Well, they're local.
land.
There was birch trees on that, and they're my favourite trees.
I love a birch.
Tree.
I
They're my
love a birch.
favourite.
And
And
then I
they're native
looked
to
into it, and I looked into it, and I found it was like the perfect name because I was like, this is the most health and wellness name like I could think of.
It feels like something.
Spin it out.
Yeah, and it does feel like to me like something that is health and wellness that already exists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it doesn't already exist. It's yours, but it sounds very high end as well.
Yeah, that's what
Nice.
I'm trying to go for.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
you're in the right area because let's face it, Sussex, Hurstpit Point, we've got some beautiful families,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful people. You want to be able to cater to everyone who's maybe got the time and the affluence to be able to come and enjoy all of the different things you're going to be offering.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
come on then, what we having? What we having at Fettle and Birch? Come on.
So there's going to be a cafe, a
Yes.
gym section. There's also Pilates studio
Great.
upstairs. It's split in two, so there's two separate rooms. One can be like full of yoga, like HIIT sessions, anything, sound baths. And then we have the two changing rooms that lead into a sauna and an ice bath.
Yes.
Obviously, had to include that.
Of course you did.
But the idea of it is just, as I said previously, it's like joining those two together and leaving with a sense of calm and sense of tranquility. But I'm looking for more like, right, how do we get those habits in your daily life where you want them to be? So, like understanding people's sleep schedules, nutrition,
Mm.
all of this is massive, massive impact. And everyone thinks, right, I'll go to the gym and I'm healthy. And I'm like,
No,
no,
it's
let's
more
take a
to it.
step back. Let's see, like, peel back the layers and understand you as a person and why you function the way you are. Because you'll look at all these social media posts, the perfect morning routine, the perfect evening routine.
Mm.
That is not one size fit all
Well, we're all
at
so
all.
different
Yeah,
at different
so
ages.
different.
Hormones for
Yeah.
us women, men's bodies are different to women's body. Like there's so much
So
to it.
much. And there's
Yeah.
also just like how people work. Some people really early morning people.
Yes.
They are most productive, they're zoned in.
Yeah.
Where some people are more like in the evening, night owls.
Yeah.
And if you're working against your body, you see this person's 5 a.m. morning routine, you're like, let me try that. Instead of you becoming the best person of yourself, best version of yourself,
Yeah.
you then turn in, like, you get burnt out, you get
Yeah,
tired,
you'd
it
get
doesn't
right
fit.
resentful if
Yeah,
you don't want to do
exactly.
it.
And then you're just like, and then those habits never stick because they're so out of who you are.
Okay.
So then I want to allow people to see who they truly are
Yeah.
and work with their bodies rather than against it, and get that schedule that makes you feel amazing, but you're not holding to a certain type of person.
So it's kind of like not just a beautiful space for wellness and physical activity. It's kind of like a hub of discovery.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
you can come and learn about you and find out what suits you. And
Yeah.
how are you going to be what does the business model look like then, Georgia, for where you're at now? Will it be like a membership where you're a member, you can use all the different areas?
Yeah, it's membership
Good.
based for
That's
now.
amazing.
Well, there'll be drop-in classes where you can come in and use the class,
Mhm.
and maybe just a section for the gym if you just want the gym, because we know that some people aren't into that whole woo-woo side of it. So we want them to have that ability to use the space if they
Yeah.
want to. But if you want the membership, then it will incorporate all of this and you will become a better version of yourself.
I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, she's going to be
I
right
know.
on.
It's a work in
know.
progress.
And
It's a
she's still
work in
in us
progress.
as well. You know, this is the
Yes.
other thing.
I know, this is what you
Nice.
said actually the other day. You were
Yeah.
like, thank God you're not moving away.
Yeah, because this can happen, can't it?
Oh,
You
it
know.
does. I mean, like my family miles away.
Yeah.
And she
So-
could have, Georgia, you could have met somebody in Australia.
I
You know,
know.
it's my
No,
worst
that
fear.
wasn't
That was
allowed.
her worst. She
That was not
actually
allowed.
said
I said,
no.
if you even think of meeting Australia, you're done.
She
Yeah,
said no.
yeah. Oh no, no, no.
to
We're
go.
not none of them.
No.
No.
You don't think Tom would have been either that.
No,
either.
I'm lucky. Mum's very happy. I've got a boyfriend in Brighton.
Okay.
So she's like, okay,
Yeah.
close to home, sorted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite
She's
right.
not going to Australia. I was
I love
Yeah.
that. And so with your is it Fettle and Birch?
Yeah, Fettle and
See, I
Birch.
feel like I already know. I can see it in my head.
Mm.
When are you opening? Have you got a launch? Have you got it? Are you a year away, 2 years away? How's it all working out?
So with like it hasn't been built yet, so
Okay, so yeah.
so we've got some
You got
time,
permission.
but we've got permission
Good.
for
Yeah,
it,
that's
so it's already out in the abyss.
Good for you.
So just currently, I've just finished a business course on
Yep.
just how to start up a business. So I've just finished that, been studying that for the last bit of a year.
I love it that you're studying as
Yeah.
well, and you're not just learning on the hop and asking mum and dad. You're
No.
doing all that important groundwork. You're going to be a very successful businesswoman, Georgia. I
Yeah,
can tell.
that's the hope. That's the hope.
Yeah.
So yeah, just finished that. So got the certificate and everything, and now just doing my business plan and
Yeah.
trying to do that, which is a lot because obviously I've never done anything like this before. So I'm taking my time trying to make sure I'm really portraying what I want for this
Yeah.
place.
And not getting knocked off course. This is
No.
something else
Yeah.
because you're going to get a lot of problems and it will change you. This
Mm.
process will change you. And your mum and I will know from being mums and older in life that things do knock you off guard and
Oh,
knock
yeah.
you off track. And you can kind of forget yourself along the way.
Mm.
I really recommend documenting the journey from now on social media, on a Fettle and Birch social media. I don't know if you're already doing it. Am I telling
I've got
this?
some behind the scenes
Have you?
ones. I want to make like I
Yeah,
do want to go
but like
to
an absolute story
Yeah.
because what people love more than anything is joining along the story. They're not going to be happy for you when you're there all gorgeous at your finished studio. They don't want it. They're not going to be happy for you. But if they're part of the story
Yeah.
and they see the mud and they see you doing the late nights, doing the study course, and they see you in the hard hat
Yeah.
and they see the disappointment when the builder messes up because he will at some point. The builders are going to do your head in at some point, right? If you need anyone, I'll come shout at them. I'm really good at shouting at them.
Call you up.
Yeah, just call me up. I'm only down the road, okay? Don't worry about it. But people like to be part of the story, and if they feel integrated, they will join and support you. So I think that's probably quite an interesting thing for you to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's also this crazy thing of starting in public.
Yes, yeah.
Which I do my own, like I do a Pilates account, so I've
Yeah.
been doing social media on that, so it's not new to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole opening yourself up to
Yeah.
this vulnerable side,
Mhm.
and people can be vicious on
Oh,
social
honey, they're
media.
awful. They are awful.
They are
You want to look at
vicious.
some of the comments on mine. What did
Oh,
they say to me?
bless you.
I was trying to inspire the women. What was I saying? And I was walking through the woods and
Yeah.
I've got my dogs behind me. And I was saying, you know, what you really need to do in life is just take action towards your dreams. It's really important that you do this. And then somebody put on the comment, yeah, what you really need to do in life is stop putting so much filler in your face.
Yeah.
It's so brutal. It's so brutal.
It's so unnecessary though.
How rude.
Just
You know,
person say that to your face.
they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
exactly.
And this is
That's
what you
I
have to
struggle with.
remember. Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I really struggle
Yeah.
with. Put on there
Yeah.
what you will say to someone's face.
And I've
It's
got a
not
lovely
nice.
friend, Annie. She'll be coming on the podcast at some point, and she's health and fitness.
Yeah.
Annie studying Pilates, not Pilates. No, that's how she saved in my phone because I met her at a Pilates class. Anyway, Annie Fitness studying. She's 55.
Yeah.
And she's so strong. I think I shared her account with you for you to have a look at.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And she showed me the last time we met this message from this absolute pig of a man. I mean, I can't even repeat what he said. It was absolutely disgusting.
Really? Oh.
And he's just some weirdo who's decided to tell her everything that he sees is wrong with the texture of her skin, and you old this and you old that. I mean, like it will affect you, and it will affect you until you learn how to deal with it, and it doesn't. But I think that if we show our real selves and you keep locking into the vision for Fettel and Birch, then this vision is wellness, and actually what you are inside and being happy inside, that is what's going to sell.
Yeah.
And that is who you are. So it's almost like it will help you be the practice of what you preach.
Exactly.
Well,
That
you're
is
sort of doing it with
definitely
you're doing a Pilates one Instagram that you have. don't
What's
you?
your Pilates Instagram if
Yeah.
people want to follow along, Georgia?
Georgia.Ellis _
Oh.
follow along.
There we go. Georgia.Ellis
Yeah.
_.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because you've been
great.
doing it and you've been
Yeah.
posting, and you've got a few like brands being interested in you. And
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, yeah,
This is what happens.
Yeah, but then it's
It's
just
hard
like,
work though.
it's
really
hard work.
Yes,
And it's just
constant.
constantly reaching out to people and just making sure you post stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very lucky that I haven't had too many hate comments or anything at the moment, which is quite nice.
Yeah, good.
But I feel like actually I now recently know this because I also help with the Exo Paddle Instagram. And actually, weirdly, hate comments actually help you get your views and get your video pushed out.
Yes.
They're actually, those hate comments
Yeah,
are
yeah.
they're making you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So
Because
thank
then
you
your
for the hate
people-
comments.
They people would give you the hate.
Yeah.
Then your cheerleaders
Yes.
have an
attack them,
argument.
Yeah.
And this comment makes Instagram think, oh, this is a good post. Everyone's commenting.
Yeah. Getting great engagement. I'm
I mean,
like,
come on,
right.
bring it on, babies.
Keep
This is-
commenting. Keep commenting.
I love it. So I can see I'm looking at the countdown clock. Time just goes so fast here in the studio. I just wanted to, Sam, maybe ask you, was there a point in your entrepreneurial journey where things didn't go as planned and you had to work on the hop really quick, you and your husband? Was there a time when things were particularly difficult? I mean, I'm sure COVID was probably not the best time for you.
Yeah, COVID was tough, mainly because we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know no one knew what was going on.
Yeah.
That was hard. But I came to the conclusion quite quickly that if I could look after the people who worked with me and keep them employed, and if that's like a dozen or so people that I'm keeping in a job and keeping going forward, then that's my contribution to it. So to do that for quite a long time without having any wine to sell at that point either, I came to that conclusion. That was how we kept going, I think.
Yeah.
During COVID, just watch your world, and if that's a little bit further and includes more people, then that's my contribution to the bigger
And you're
picture.
helping and supporting, and actually
Yeah.
really interesting what you've said there, because with the Vineyard, you've planted the vines, you've got it all growing, you're nurturing it year on year. How many years does it take for them to provide fruit that you can use to make wine?
So we got a really small harvest off 2 years after,
Right.
but we decided, which has been sort of pivotal in our whole of our winemaking process, is we put it all into reserve.
Right.
So we saved it. So we didn't release any. We weren't going to make a 2018. We waited to 2019. So
Okay.
you're talking 4 or 5 years before, and then you
Okay.
don't want to overstress the vines either. So you can only have small harvests, like increasing slowly.
Okay, so
So
you
you
almost have to put it down and let it grow.
Yeah, you've
This
got to let it
time.
get strong, because if you let it develop too quickly and you take too much from it, you pay for it further on down the line. So we've always been really careful not to overstrain the vines, and now they're really healthy, good size, vines that we've got growing in
You've
there.
mother nourished them. You've
Yeah.
looked after them, them needy
Well,
buggers.
to be fair, with a lot of help.
Yes,
I've
yeah.
surrounded myself with lots of amazing people who have helped Ben and I along the way, like Luke, our GM. We've got all our background hand staff who are all been helping us. And I learned on the job. I
Yeah.
literally was like that. And still now, every day I learn something new. I just think
And
it's brilliant.
that is again the
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
We will never know everything. And actually you've got to be willing to learn and grow as you go. I think
Yeah.
that's so true. So with Everflyht, if people wanted to join as a member and they wanted to be part of your club, or they wanted to come and just maybe have a little wine tour, a vineyard tour, how would they go about that? Have you got a website, Sam?
Yeah, we've got a website. Obviously, got George does the Instagram. But we've just opened for the first time this year, so we're open every Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, lovely.
So
Okay.
like 12 till 5, and we do tours every Saturday at midday. You just buy a ticket online. You get a tour, then you come back. You get to try three different types of Everflyht sparkling. You get cheese platter, and then you get a bit of wine talk. So it only takes a couple of hours. But then if you don't want to do that, we have a wine flight. You pop in, you try 3. We'll give you a little explanation for each one of those. Or you just want to come sit and drink English sparkling in the sun, hopefully. It should be looking like that this weekend.
It's going to be lovely
it's
this
going to be
weekend.
So we're actually open Saturday, Sunday and Monday this weekend because it's bank holiday. So.
Okay. Oh, that's really good as well.
So we're just trying it out, and it's been really popular. What's really interesting, we've had quite a few hen parties.
Have you?
Yeah, it's been really, and also
They're great fun.
Party in the vibe.
Yes,
they're
then they
great
come, they're drinking pop. They're really happy. They're happy.
That's
Because she's
so
getting married. Hen's
nice.
happy. She's getting married to all her friends around her. So it's perfect. So we've had quite a few hen parties seems to be coming in.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to keep you in mind when I get my next husband.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'll come down. We'll have
Please.
Could we have a wedding? I mean, also the other thing to say, you've got your beautiful space. It's an event space as well, Sam, that people could hire and have. Is that something you're doing?
Yeah, no, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We have you can do weddings, but you have to be it's in a field and you get a TP, but it's all there, which is lovely. So we're like festival vibe kind of wedding.
How
That's really
nice. I've
lovely.
never had one of them.
No, you can try that.
I've done a few different
This
types.
next time.
No heels, that's all I'd say.
So,
Heels, yeah.
just flats.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And then we got our membership, the membership have been lovely because a lot of them have been with us from the beginning. They've come with us all the way through. They've come on the journey. You were talking about setting up the journey for Fettle and Birch. I mean, that is what the members have done. They've come from the beginning. Their first wines, a lot of them were friends and now have become friends. And we had an event with them on Saturday night. We had lots of people turn up, and it was so lovely. And we did a portfolio tasting from the first wine to the last wine, so you could see how it's changed over the years. And also we had our new wine that we just launched as well, which is Wild, which is a Charmat method, not a traditional method, and that's doing down really well. And that is exactly, Babel helped with that, because we just sort of spotted this gap in the market for us, not as expensive glass. It's lovely to be able to have English sparkling, but it's not accessible to everyone. And people want
that's
that.
right.
And so we're like, well, why can't we do that? Why can't we have a
And it's a beautiful blush pink colour, isn't it? The Wild.
It's called Wild, and it's going down a storm because it's quicker to make because it's Charmat method, not traditional method, and it's much more fruit forward, very easy to drink, and it's to be drunk now in the sun. And we're calling it our Provence style sparkling.
It is very easy to drink. I came to the launch.
Yes.
It was it's a summer drink.
It just goes down.
Summer drink.
It's my new favourite.
It was
drink.
great.
I love it.
It's not everyone's cup of tea. That English. Everyone, this is lovely, obviously.
It's
but,
beautiful drink.
But everyone has different tastes, and that's what I always say when people come and do wine tasting or something like that. And they're like, "Oh no, I'm not sure if I like. Am I alright to say if I don't really like that?" was like, of course you can. Everyone's
Yes.
palate is different. If
Yeah.
you can taste something, just tell me what it is. Be expressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you like it, that's the most important
Yeah.
thing. But if you don't, but you might like this one. Oh yes, I like this one more. And it's, you know, and you
It's
all end up having a little favourite Everflyht, which is lovely.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to move on to these questions, ladies, because we're on short time scale now. I could talk to you. I think we need a part
I
two,
know.
season two. Season 2 catch up. So I've got 3 questions here. I'm going to ask the first one, I think, to let's ask it to you, Sam. So, what is a truth about your life that most people would never guess?
I get really nervous at social events.
Okay.
Really nervous.
And that's to the so these are social events that are happening in your beautiful
yeah.
bar, in your event space.
And going to parties, anything like that. I have to
Okay.
really psych myself. There was a time when I got really, I think I was overwhelmed. I'd been burnt out, and
Yeah.
it was, for me, COVID was actually, it came as a blessing
Right.
because I was trying to find ways of not going out,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden I had COVID and I didn't have to go out.
We could go
And
anywhere,
that
could we? No.
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, I then stayed at home. I got spent 4 months straight at home, and it really helped me kind of get my head around the fact, why don't you want to go out? What's making you nervous and things like
Okay.
that, and then to put things in place, so before an event or something like that, to help me get through. And
So
one
it's
of
the inner work.
yeah, and the biggest thing I found is, and I even say it to Ben when I come in, I'm like, literally, I've been to an event, don't talk to me. It's my time to recharge. I need to recharge my battery
Okay.
because it's dead. My social battery's gone.
Yeah.
And if you want me to try and be back on form, I need to go and disappear for a couple of hours and
We
do.
always know.
So I go walk, you always know, walk the dogs, do
Yeah.
Pilates, do
Yeah.
some exercise, watch telly, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I literally take myself away, and you all know, don't you? I'm just like, I just need to recharge. And that's something that's come with age,
Yes.
actually, as I've got older. It's a bizarre one. I never saw that one coming because I was always incredibly social when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it was just getting harder and harder. And
Yeah, just the line between probably work and social has changed a bit.
And
Probably.
yeah, do you know what? You're absolutely right. And the amount of work and business you're getting in, and actually your work, both of your work, is very social.
yeah.
I mean, it's with people. It's, you know, you're talking about the wine taste, and tell me what you think about the wine. You know, it's not behind an office, in an office, is it? Behind a computer. It's a lot. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Sam.
That's
And
okay.
actually, I think you'll find that there's a lot of women who, when they enter into midlife, they're in business, they do, you know, or not in business. Hormones, I think, have got a lot to say for these things. And also, we just start doing that inner work to explore ourselves, and what worked may not necessarily work now or in the future. It's really great. So yourself, Georgia, where did you, oh, this is quite a grown-up, older question. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
Where did you abandon yourself
Oh goodness.
during your life's journey, and how did you come back? Was there a time you felt like you'd abandoned yourself? You'd let a part of you go?
Oh, I feel like actually weirdly you say it's a grown-up conversation. It's like a question, but
Yeah, yeah.
actually I feel like I'm in a very pivotal time in my life where actually
Great.
I've probably changed and switched course and probably abandoned certain parts of myself throughout the way a few times now. I would probably say recently, like I would say a few years ago, where I was just like, I got very like in my head, I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like with everything, when you're coming of age, you have as almost on the bookends of it all, hormones are starting to become more prevalent. They're very like, the world is very quick changing. And I definitely think I abandoned myself and my values and what I wanted to do when I was literally going through that anxiety like phase where I was just all I cared about was just like not doing anything and just like literally probably very similar to you, like literally trying to like come back into myself and reconnect. And I definitely think like this happened like quite close, like leaving like work, school even. And
Yeah.
I definitely think like getting ripped from school so quickly,
Yeah.
I had to leave my childhood really, really quick. So like I was
Yes.
chucked into that
Into the big bad
COVID,
world as
big bad
well.
world. And
Yeah.
I got completely pulled out of it. Didn't say goodbye to my teachers, didn't say goodbye to like some friends, some I hadn't spoken to since. And I didn't actually have that bookend of ending of school. And I feel like being chucked in that deep end, I really like lost that sense of fluidity and carefree and all of that kind of side of it, because I was like,
You couldn't prepare for
yeah,
it to
wasn't
end, and it
prepared.
wasn't the big goodbye, and then
Yeah.
here's what's next. How interesting.
So then I just had to be like, right, as I described it to mum a few times, like you were on this path in like a forest, let's say, and then the forest gets quite thick and the path stops just really abruptly.
Mm.
And then you look back, the path isn't there anymore, you can't go back. It
Yes.
just doesn't work. So then I remember just being like in this forest and I was just like, where do I go next? And I couldn't I couldn't regress back to my childhood.
No.
And I feel like I had to really let go of like hold of school and that like adolescence time where I was just like, it was all fun. Like once I got my homework done, that was it, you know?
Everything's
Yeah, like
finished, nothing
everything's
else to
done.
think
Didn't
of.
have to think of anything, could just chill. And I had to let go of that really, really quickly. And I definitely think that took me a while
Good.
to understand where my path
But you know
was.
what, isn't it? It's really interesting because we kind of think in life that we have to go from one thing to the
Yeah.
other and we have to have it all worked out.
Mm.
I'm so glad you did that inner work at
Mm.
that time and you took the time to reflect and discover who you are and what you wanted to do.
Mm.
And I think that's a really great bit of advice that can come from this series is it's all pivots, it's all movement, it's all part of the journey. And actually doing that inner work, understanding yourselves is so important for you to actually arrive at the right destination the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. Right. Oh, 23 seconds. The
Quick.
countdown's on. Dun, 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 dun. If there is a woman, very quick answers. Sorry, guys. If there is a woman who's watching this and she's feeling stuck where you guys once were, what short piece of advice can you tell her? And it's not necessarily what she needs to hear, okay? But it doesn't have to be what will sound nice. What would you say to somebody who's about to start their business, for say?
Trust yourself.
Okay.
That's it.
Trust yourself.
Just trust yourself. Trust your inner gut feeling.
Okay.
Just trust yourself. Don't listen to all the noise that's going on around you. If you think it feels right, just trust yourself.
Okay, I
That's
love
it.
that. That's so powerful. And what about yourself, somebody who's younger generation looking to go into business?
Mine would be like comparison kills joy. And I would really try and step away from what other people think, what other people tell you, what you see on social media.
Yeah.
You could see someone's end of their highlight reel and they've made it, and you think it could be so easy and accessible now. They've gone through the grit, they've gone through the grind. You don't see that part of it. Some people are trying to show that, but even then, you're filming it, you're still acting like you're on camera, so you're acting different. And especially with how accessible social media is at the moment, I would say comparison is the hardest thing. And once you can understand that and you can come in on yourself, be like, right, no, I know I can do this in my way and not let what other people say or look at how an end goal of them is your now.
Yes.
I would say that is really, really important. Just concentrate on you, concentrate on your goals, and then you'll get there in the end. That's what I'm telling myself. Obviously, I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to
Enjoy the journey.
try and enjoy the journey.
That's what we say all the time. And most of the time, you've done the journey and you've missed it sometimes. I think that about when they were little.
I know.
I loved it.
And it does go fast.
Go so
I
fast.
have got no doubt in my mind that you're going to arrive at your destination, Georgia. And it's been such a pleasure sharing this time and space with you. Like, sincerely, it really has. And we're going to have to do a part 2. We're going to have to. We're going to have to hear more because we've got too much to talk about.
Yeah, there's too many things, too many roads, too many.
Isn't it?
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
I'm just going to bring this interview on the camera.
The beautiful wine.
You've seen it. We're all at it.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, I'm almost done. I've been guzzling.
It's been brilliant. I think we're all pretty much the same. But this is the gorgeous, award-winning Everflyht wine, sparkling Sussex wine. They've been absolutely fantastic. You've met the behind the scenes, the family, and it's a family production. And I am so pleased to have had you here today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bless you.
Great host.
You've been a great host. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, and see you next time on the Champagne series. Thank you. Bye-bye.